guys, so today I want to talk to you all about 5 reasons why Saab is a perfect first car. So I said this in one of my previous videos and I'll say it again. If you guys would like to send me something to hang up on the wall behind me, I'm usually not in this exact location when I film, but if you guys want to send me something, either a picture of your car or something, and mail it out to me, I'd be more than happy to create some sort of collage and hang it up behind me, so that way you guys can look at pictures of your own cars or pictures of other people's cars, or just something else to look at instead of the plain wall. So if you do, please shoot me a DM on Instagram or send me an email. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video. So the first reason why Saabs are such a great first car is because they're so safe. Now, if you've owned a Saab or if you know anything about Saab, I'm sure one of the first things that you've learned is that they're some of the safest cars on the road. Now, of course, cars do have to get crash tested before they're able to be sold, and Saab sometimes took that a little bit too far. Of course, you've seen the videos of cars running into walls at 40 miles an hour, getting hit from the side to simulate real crashes to see how safe they are. And Saab, in some of their old test crashes, took that a bit too far. There's no videos on YouTube that I could find of Saab people doing the moose test, but I did find one video pretty interesting on YouTube of a Saab getting slammed by a train and basically getting pushed by the train for, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile or so, and it held up extremely well. I'll go ahead and play that video clip for you right now. So as you can see, Saabs are very safe cars. That's a great tool that you can use if you're trying to convince your parents that you want a Saab, so that you can say, hey look, of course you want me to be driving a safe car, and this is, you know, one of the safest cars that you can buy. And I have seen countless stories out there of Saab saving people's lives in terrible crashes. I mean, I just saw an article on Saab Planet a few days ago of a 9.3 Sport Combi that slid off of a bridge because there was ice on it and fell 30 feet into the water, landed upside down on a rock, and everyone inside was completely fine. So that's just amazing. But anyways, Saab safety, that's one of the best reasons why you should buy a Saab if you don't care about everything else. It's just a great safe car that if you get into an accident, you should know that it'll probably keep you okay. The second reason is cheap. Of course, I've harped on this before, but Saabs are extremely cheap cars and give you so much bang for your buck. I've made an entire video discussing why Saabs are the best bang for your buck car that you can buy. There will be a little card up here to watch that video if you haven't seen it. I highly suggest checking it out. In my opinion, I don't think there's really anything remotely close to as good as a Saab that you can get out there for the same price that'll offer you everything that you get with a Saab. I'm just going to leave it at that. If you guys would like to check out that best why it's such a good bang for your buck video, go ahead and check that out. And let's move on to the third point, which is comfort. Saabs are very comfortable cars. They are sport sedans, they're luxury cars. They're not quite on the level of Mercedes, I think, especially some of the GM Saabs. They cut corners a bit with plastic, and that's one of my gripes with GM Saabs, but they're still very comfortable cars. I mean, my 9.3 ARC, before of course I got my exhaust for it, it's an extremely quiet and composed car. The ride on the stock suspension is extremely comfortable. I mean, you're gonna be cruising at 80, 85, 90 miles an hour on the freeway and feel like you're just sitting still or driving through a neighborhood. They're just very comfortable cars. They have good sound system, good amenities, good features. The leather seats are very comfortable. You've got leather armrests. It's just a very comfortable car to be in, and it's not a Rolls Royce or anything, but it's certainly better than your average 15-year-old Honda or Toyota. Next up is speed. Saabs are some of the quicker cars that you can buy for a cheap price, and of course if you're trying to convince your parents to buy you a Saab, you might not want to bring that up. But essentially every modern Saab, with the exception of a handful of naturally aspirated motors in the last 20 years or so of production, are going to be turbocharged, and turbocharged cars are awesome. Let me just put it that way. So if you love a boosted car, there's no reason why not to buy a Saab. If you get a 9.3, even if you get a linear, you're still getting 175 horsepower, which isn't slow, but most people are going to be getting the ARC, which is 210 horsepower stock. And if you're looking at the 9.5, you're also going to be getting at least 230 horsepower if you get the ARC, or more from that engine. So very quick cars from factory. Again, one downside though is that they are front wheel drive, not rear wheel drive. So you can't have too much fun with them if that's your definition of fun, is sliding around corners. And then of course you can modify them fairly easily and get a tune, and you're already making much more power. So it is a car that you can also get good power out of and certainly turn into a sleeper. That's another aspect that I just love about Saab so much. And then kind of a side point to the speed, or what I'm going to call now is more like the enthusiast reason why you should buy a Saab, is you can also get any Saab in a manual transmission. So if you're someone who likes manual, you have that option for any Saab. So the fifth reason on this list is size. Now, I'm going to exclude the 9.3 convertible here because obviously it's a convertible. You're not going to have the same size and practicality as you would with the sedan or hatchback or station wagon variant. So I'm going to leave the convertible out of this because if you're buying a convertible, you shouldn't really be buying it for its size or practicality. But the 9.3 sedan, the 9.5 sedan, the 9.5 station wagon, and the 9.3 Sport Combi, they all offer a ton of storage room, much more than you will need for pretty much just about everything. The rear seats fold down on all of them. Some of them fold down completely flat, some of them just kind of fold like this. But regardless, they still fold down, so you'll still have plenty of room for anything that you'll need. And of course, you'll also have headroom, you'll also have a lot of leg room, and even for rear passengers, Saabs can fit at least 4, maybe 5 full-sized adults, depending on which model and year, fairly comfortably in the back. So you're not going to be very cramped if you're driving a Saab and have to sit in the back, or if you're being driven in a Saab, I should say. So there you have it, guys. Of course, there are more than 5 great reasons why a Saab is a perfect car. If you have more additions to this list, please leave them down below in the comments. I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit dull today. I'm still trying to get over this cold. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.